Hello, I'm Michael, and once again, I'm representing East Sussex Paranormal Society, and we're doing another one of our instructional videos. This one, I believe, is number 7. What we're doing here today is we're going to be talking about the initial contact with the person that you might be trying to help out with paranormal investigation in their home or business. We all know about the investigations you do at castles and haunted pubs and places like that. It's a little bit different. What happens with those, you probably have a whole team of people and you're all stomping around inside of a huge castle that was built, 900 years ago, whenever it was built. Great, works out perfect. When it comes to doing someone's personal home, it gets a little bit more involved. And one of the first things you want to do is you want to have a form. If you're with a particular group, that form should probably be a waiver for your group that while you're in the person's home, that you're not guaranteeing anything as far as paranormal activity. There are some people out there that believe that because you are a paranormal group and you do paranormal research, that when you come into their home, you're going to guaranteed find proof positive that there are ghosts in their homes and or spirits or demons and other things in their homes. You want to make sure that they understand it, that they sign something to the effect saying that they do understand that you're not there to prove that there are or aren't. It's what the evidence that's presented to you does. So if you find that there are demons and goblins and ghosts and other things in this person's home and or business, great, because then you'll have that proof. That person will feel that there's someone else on their side and that they're not crazy, and helps them feel a lot better about themselves. There are those out there who don't want to find that there's something in their home. They'd much rather that you prove that there's nothing there, because that's going to provide them with comfort and they'll be able to sleep at night and they won't be worried and scared for their safety and the safety of their families. So, like I said, once again, make sure you have a form, and that form basically will consist of a signature spot for the homeowner and or business owner, a signature spot for a member, hopefully a co-founder or responsible person for the particular paranormal society that you are working with, also the name of your society, and also an agreement for the investigation of the premises, the address where those premises are located, and of course who will be present at the time of the investigation, and so forth and so on. One of the other things you want to look at with that is your first contact is usually over the phone. And once you've spoken to someone over the phone, you don't have a clue exactly what their real situation is. You just have what they're telling you. One way to take care of that, and also to be able to get these signatures on these forms and other things, is to go visit the site. Once you've got there, you can then make a further assessment of what you think of the person's situation and how you think you might be able to help them. There are many cases out there where, as paranormal investigators, we can't give them the kind of help they need, and they may need a referral. That referral could be psychiatric. It could be drug and alcohol counseling. You never know. We meet with many types of many people and different situations in the field of study of paranormal research and the exploration of the paranormal. And there are lots of people out there who will get you on the phone and have you convinced of certain things, and then when you get there you find out different stories. So one of the first things you want to do on what we call a recon, when you actually arrive at the location, and this is before you've already accepted or declined the idea of whether or not you will do an investigation for these people, you do want to meet with them face to face, and you want to ask questions. The questions that you want to ask, like I said, for one, after you have your paper signed, your form signed, you also want to ask them about some personal questions, the things that go on in their household. If they tell you, you get there and they tell you, oh, we have cocaine and marijuana parties here every night, more than likely, they're probably not experiencing anything paranormal. They may be hallucinating because of drug abuse, extended drug abuse. If they're drinking constantly, alcoholic beverages are just there are cans and bottles all over the place, and you can see that someone there is suffering from acute alcoholism, you may want to take that into thought and process that in your mind as to whether or not this person is of stable, safe, and a healthy mental status. And of course, if someone is suffering from a haunting or demonic possession or something else in their home, they will also appear to be a bit haggard, tired, maybe they're lacking in sleep, and there are other things. So we don't want to be too judgmental, but we want to make sure that we do cover all of our bases before we make a decision as to do an investigation. One of the other things you want to also look at is you want to check for EMF. If they've got loads and loads of EMF in their bedroom, right near their head, a leak from a clock perhaps, or there's an electrical device of some type in their bedroom and or a living room or an area where they're spending a lot of time, they could be sensitive to EMF, and they could be suffering from hallucinations, skin irritations, nausea, general lack of energy and fatigue, and various other illnesses and problems that can come from being exposed to high levels of EMF. Once again, EMF, electromagnetic fields and or frequencies. So what we'll do is, once we've noted and made notations, of course this is where paperwork comes in. There'll be a packet basically of forms that you'll be filling out. If you're doing it in a very professional manner, your investigation should require some notations. You want to make notes of what areas in the house where you're finding large levels of EMF, and if you decide to continue with the investigation and come back for further investigation with your team and all your equipment, you'll know where to expect to find large spikes in EMF. And you also know whether or not you're facing a situation that is probably not paranormal at all and not worthy of investigation based on some of the notes that you've taken on whether or not you're getting high EMF fields. Also, your conversation with the people or homeowners or business owners will also lead you to that. So once again, from East Sussex Paranormal Society, and by the way, we are located at www.esps.co.cc. I'm Michael. Keep it safe, thorough, and open-minded.